of my second week being the manager of our second location. We are now 3 months since failure, and things are looking quite a bit different. The second location is considerably smaller than our main one. It's in a really good location-ish. It's in an upper scale neighborhood. There's a lot more wealthy clientele there. It's crazy because when they come in to sell cards, we will actually see old cards, like old Pokemon cards, in good condition, which is very, very rare at our main location. It's a different drive home, and it's not completely night yet as well. Days are getting longer. It's summertime. Well, it's not even summertime. It's spring. We'll get to summer eventually. Some days it still feels like summer already. Today wasn't too bad. It's only 73. Could get a lot worse. And will. We actually get base set cards, base set 2 WotC era stuff in good condition. In light play. Moderate play at worst, where it felt like moderate play at best at our main shop. So now I'm the manager of our second location. The previous manager has fully left. I started last Tuesday. Today is a Thursday. Should go up the same day of recording. There's a lot of things to do. I come in and there's an entire mess behind the counter, no idea what's going on there. My simple philosophy is anybody who works at our main branch should be able to come here to the second shop and be able to tell what's going on. Our system should be the same enough that you can figure it out. At our main shop, we do Pokemon and Magic by set. And here, we only have 5,000 cards in inventory, so we do it by letter. Of course, in both, it's set by condition and foiling versus non-foil. So that's no different. But at our main shop, we do Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, Dragon Ball, Lorcana, any card game like that, by alphabet. So you can walk from New Cut. Yeah, you can walk from our main shop to our second one and be able to pull cards. Cases look very different, whereas at our main shop we've got long cases that serve as countertops in front of us, separating the cards behind us, which are out of the case, versus the cards in front, which are in. At our smaller shop, our second one, we've got cases set to the side. They contain cards, like 4 of them, 6 of them are video games, and we have non-case games, and non-case cards are behind the counter. Non-case games are spread around the shop. We've only got 4 to 5 double sets of tables at the second shop versus the main location, which has triple set tables, 10. The thing I miss most is my coworkers. I really like the 2 main coworkers. Well, there's 3 employees at the second shop, including myself. There's me and another full-time employee, and we work together Monday through Thursday. Now there's a part-timer who works Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They work with the other full-time employee on Sunday. They work with the owner on Friday and Sunday, and then I work with them on Saturday. So split off days, Not my favorite, but they just make the most sense. Friday's a 10-hour day. Sunday's the day the owner's going to be there anyway, because it's Pokemon Day, so it makes the most sense for me not to be there on those 2 days. There was so much to do when I first got in. The back of the shop is a mess too. One of the annoying little things we did, I don't understand this. So we have a closet which contains our oversight. But also there was the accessories, so a power cable, an AV cable, the switches, controller-ish thing where you'd slide the Joy-Cons in if you wanted a general controller, and the other ends of the Joy-Con if you were using them as hands. If you're using them separate from the tablet. All of that stuff was bagged and in the closet. The way the shop operates is there's one front person and there's one manager, myself or the owner. Except for Sundays. Even then, the owner only works like a half day on Sunday. He's earned it. But that was set up so that the person, the front desk, the front-facing individual, clerk. Gosh, yeah, there we go. Let's just go with that. The clerk at the front of the shop would have to get the console from the case, and then either walk with the console in hand to the closet, not fumbling anything, pick out the bag of the accessories or the cords, and walk back to the countertop, or walk to the countertop with the console in hand, set that aside, then leave the customer at the countertop to go to the closet and get the bag to then come back. And this is not the individual's going to steal, the customer's going to steal anything. No, it's just dumb to me. Why would we leave the customer for a moment like that? So now we've got every accessory bag is in the case with the console, like it always should have been. So there's little things like that. There's stacking of like 360 power bricks stacked up, multiple different types. So you got to pick one off the other if you want, like the 360 slim adapter. I haven't gotten to that yet, but I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. There's not too many of those little things, which is really nice. There's only a few. There's those two that I just mentioned, and there might be like 1, 2, or 3 more. Minor processes that don't make sense to me. And there's big lot preparation. At this shop, we have a machine called the Fizz Batch. And we run this to make lots of like 50 card lots for Pokemon or Magic, or 500 or 100 or 1,000 count for Magic. And so we run this machine to do those. We had some of that lot preparation up front. And I might return it there. Not all of it, but some there. But right now, to me, that doesn't make much sense. I'd rather they be conditioning. Like, if there's literally nothing to do, which right now there's been a ton of stuff to do. There were numerous bags of consoles, handhelds, things we got that we have to run through a program called Leads to allow law enforcement to see it. Make sure that it's not something they have a police report for. Anything with a serial number has to go on that. We gotta wait. We gotta wait 12 days. pull that off. There were, my first day, last Tuesday, 9 days ago, there were like 4 bags that had to come off. And there was one more that came the next day. And then there was a bunch of other stuff that was just left sitting around. We are finally getting through that. There'll be processing days, because the way we do inventory is stuff comes from our main shop to our secondary one, and then we got to put it in inventory. So there'll be inventory days, things that has to happen like that. Right now it's been a ton of inventory, and then we're doing an audit on all of our inventory to give me a sense of where we're at and to hopefully settle things in. So that way we can move forward processes. Right now, the 3 main goals are organizing, structuring everything, then setting in systems in place so that way it doesn't get bad again. So right now we've had to play catch up, and we've had to fix mistakes. Well, some mistakes. Really, we've just had to play catch up and get things in inventory, get things processed that should have been taken care of. Because if you don't let it build up, then it just goes in real quick. It doesn't take too long. You're not spending your entire day, which our main employee has had to spend this entire week just processing video game stuff. That's it. Cleaning, testing, putting in inventory. That has been their entire work week. Because we let it get bad. We let things get backed up for no reason. We don't have a ton of buys when we purchase things from customers that require us to go through the leads process. So the way that it should always be for us is the day it's ready, it comes off. It's one of the first things we do. We'll do our opening date, our opening tasks first, which includes restocking, checking inventory, cleaning, a little bit of cleaning, things like that. We'll get those done, checking if anything is out of stock, putting that in so our owner knows. Then boom. For my main employee, I want them processing video games, home leads, doing that. Anything that comes off that day, that should be their first task. All pull orders, get them ready to go. Oh, that reminds me of one of the minor steps I had to introduce there is orders are not as important as they might seem. Alright? And what I mean by that is whether I fulfill an order and get it ready for shipping at 2 p.m., 5 p.m., or even 12:30. Knowing the way the post office is with us, it's probably going out tomorrow. Numerous days, post office just doesn't show up. And that's not great, especially when it's multiple days in a row. But it's not the worst thing. And by that I mean, if they came every other day, I'd actually be happy. But the only reason I'd be happy is because they don't come every other day at this point. I want them all 6 days that they're supposed to show up, I want them there. But it is fine for orders to go out tomorrow that were fulfilled today. And I had to just instill that. That was a little thing. The response I got there was we kind of frantically got them ready and done so we could ship them out as soon as possible. And it's not necessary. The way TCG Player works, if I get them out tomorrow, it's fine. Whether it's RI, whether it's a specific order, same thing with Walmart. If it's shipped out tomorrow, it's fine. And that's cool. So we do not need to frantically go for orders. And that's something I didn't realize that road was ending. Gosh, that wasn't great. That was was not great. All right. Yeah, whether they go out tomorrow, that's fine. There's nothing that we do that has to be shipped that can't go out tomorrow. So if post office came 12:30 every day, gosh, I'd love it. And that'd be okay. That means none of the orders for today are going out. That means everything that was for yesterday is though. And that's great. So I had to get that. So there's little things in the behavior, the mentality that I also need to adjust. And I had the same thing when I was a new employee, thinking that orders were this most paramount thing because they're on our Trello and they're like at the top every single time, and start of day, and it makes you feel like they need to be the start of day, but nah. One person can do orders. Even at our main shop. Like 1 to 2 people filling orders while the rest restock drinks, snacks, and items. Fine. Especially at our main location, orders are not getting shipped out till tomorrow no matter what, because they're gonna take a while. Always gonna take a while. They're not getting shipped out till tomorrow. So, instilling that here. Then the back. Oh my gosh, the back. What a mess. What an absolute mess. Boxes thrown everywhere, which it's actually now it's super messy now. I've made it even more messy in the meanwhile, but boxes just placed everywhere with cards in them, no labels, no idea what is going on exactly there. Stuff just stacked on the counter. Like, when I get in, there's this big stack of cards just sitting on the desk. What are they? Past manager just left it there. No idea. No, nothing. Terrible. I can tell. They're not a bad person. Not at all. I've met them now, because I still come to the shop. And they seem really cool. They are also just young. Like, this is a flip. Aside from, well, including the owner, I'm like the 5th or 6th oldest person in the company. I'm like the midway point on the ages of people in the company. I'm like dead center. One of the 2 people that's around there. Because we've got 41 and 40, we've got 36, we've got 30, and then we got 29, about to be 30 me. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, I'm 5 or 6. Yeah, I don't know the new person's age. But yeah, so that's a difference. Whereas the past manager was one of the youngest. And age is not necessarily an indication of skill or performance or anything like that at this job. But there's just a factor in that they're still young, still forming who they want to be, who they're going to be, impressionable at times. A bad review came in for the shop not too long ago, specifically about them, and it really hit them. A bad review came in about the main location, which I was pretty sure was about me. Didn't bother me at all, because I knew what I was doing was the right thing. It's just an individual who came in. There was only 2 people on staff that day, me and another person for Cardside. The person comes in, me and the other individual on Cardside are both doing buys already. So we're buying cards from customers. Person comes in, they just start pulling their cards, stacking them on the counter. I say, can you hold on for a moment, please? I'm already in another buy. They read a 1-star review, literally using that quote. As if that meant anything. Our owner's response was, that's literally what I want you to do. that is, we were both in a buy. And so I asked the individual to hold on. I finished up this buy. I got to them. Boom. There you go. I legitimately wonder if they didn't know what buy meant. If they, when I say that I'm in a buy, if they don't know, because that's not terminology that's always thrown out there. I wonder if they, thought that I was like personally purchasing cards. Oh well. But yeah. So there's a difference in that. This, it's not that they were a bad person or that they were even specifically terrible at the job. They just let things get away from them. There's all this stuff that there's too much going on. And so now the owner's going to get a shock tomorrow, maybe a little bit. He's going to open up the door to that back room and see we have these tall black shelving units. He's going to see that the one that was on the left side wall when he opened up the door is now on the right side wall. Because I've decided to switch it over because I want to change up a little bit of that. I want that right side wall to be entirely 5Ks full of cards with specific purposes, what cards are doing, what cards are going where, things like that. And I want that left side wall to be stuff for the front of the house. So I want drinks, snacks, that stuff to be there. I want cleaning supplies, trash bags, anything that a person, our employees would need to grab for the front side of the house. I want to be right there on that left side wall close to the door. So that left side, it goes in a few feet and then it's a big divot where it opens up to the actual room. Once you get to that actual room part, I want that entirely to be focused on the back of the house, except for the far right back there's a fridge and there's a microwave, and things for that I'll leave right there because it serves as a makeshift break room as well. So I'll leave that, but I want that front left portion, that walkway portion, to be for the front of the house to make things easier like that. And that's where I can put the flesh and blood stuff too. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm just organizing like that. And I'm setting up shipping station because right now shipping supplies are all strewn about and I've got them mostly done now. Not perfect, but mostly done. And I want it set in a specific way. Just for ease of shipping. Fizzbatch, I want extra stuff that we don't need in the back of the house, like we have hooks for displaying product. We have little black, I don't know, there's like these tiny black pedestal things for showing off a game console or something. When you put a handheld, like we've got a PlayStation Portal in, and when you put that on there, you take one of those, really don't know, the little archways that are display things. Put the portal on that, boom, there you go, there's your display. I like those can be at the front of the house because that's where they need them. They don't need to be in the back. So I want to separate more things like that. Stuff that my employees, the main employee, I keep saying my employee, they're not my employees. I am an employee. But my staff, again, there's only 2 of them. But whatever they need to do their job at the front, I want it all right there for them. Except for stuff that, they tackle at the end of the day. That's why we don't need shop cleaning supplies. We don't need out there. Cleaning supplies for game consoles, we need out there, obviously. Snacks, things we don't need out there, they can be in the back. So that's number one. That's first main task, organizing, structuring, all that. Number two, I actually do want to get the closet kind of situated. Which right now I think it's pretty good. It's the one thing that I really, other than having the bags for the console accessories there, I like it. It's set pretty good. I don't think it's needed. I don't think it needs to be adjusted all that much. It looks pretty good. Yeah. Oh, I could send those console boxes back. Like, console boxes are the easiest way for them to ship consoles to us. Any that we're not using anymore, which once a console goes into the display, customers 98% of the time do not ask for a box. They are fine with the bag because the box for them, especially it not being, if you buy a PlayStation 5, we don't have a PlayStation 5 box for you. We have a white cardboard box that we can put the console in. If they ask for that, I am okay with the front of the house employee going to the closet for a moment, grabbing a box, coming back, putting the console in. But if they do not ask for that, then we don't do it, because 98% of people do not care. They're fine with the bag because they're just going to toss the box away anyway. This is white plain cardboard box. It's just going to take up space for them. They toss it. It means nothing. But in order to safely transport the consoles, we generally, not always, but we do often put them in those boxes and ship them over. I can just have them shipped back. They're shipped. Our owner, driving from one shop to the other, you know, he takes stuff home, fills his car up on, well, today was Thursday, so he filled his car up today or tonight. Yeah, today. And then he's going to come in tomorrow at work, and first thing he's going to do is deposit all this stuff. So, I could have those moved back. I'll leave some, because we need some for the consoles, but again, not. We don't even need to keep all of them for the consoles. Light consoles, almost nobody ever cares. I've never had a person ask for a box for an N64. For a PlayStation 1 or 2. Heavier consoles, PS5, PS4, all of the Xbox line, people have asked for boxes. And that's in the year I've been there, like one person has asked for a box on each of these consoles. Nobody's ever cared. Handhelds, nobody cares. Switches, nobody's ever cared. Switch lights, especially, nobody's ever cared. But we can keep some of those. It's just rambling now. So I gotta clean up that closet. I have organized it to the point where I have confirmed all the consoles in there, all the controllers in there, all the video game stuff in there. I have confirmed that we have it, and we didn't have extra parts. One of the big things that our owner, he's very happy with, but he is happy with the change that all the accessory bags are in the case. Because immediately as I told him that I did that, he's like, yeah, sometimes they've been forgotten. They've been forgotten before. Like that, we don't sell just consoles. We actually have the price that we would just sell a console. No controller, no cords, just the console. We don't do that though. If somebody explicitly asked and we had one that we had tested, knew it worked, didn't have the cords for it, okay. If somebody came to the shop and was like, hey, I really want this PS3, mine broke, I don't need any of the cords. I don't need the controller. Will you sell me just the PS3? I'd probably do it when we have the price for that. It's like, hey, that's cords and a controller we have already set, good to go. We know they work for the next PS3 we get in, to make sure we can pair up, cables to console. I'm not completely opposed to that, but basically nobody does that. I've never had somebody do that. Even people who needed a new console have always been like, yeah, I'll take the new cords too. The new controller. It's an easy way to get a new controller. You're getting the new controller for cheaper than you would if you're buying another controller. You're getting backup cords, one of which is just an HDMI, especially if we're talking modern consoles. It's just an HDMI and a figure 8 cable. You can always use another HDMI, and it's nice to have backup figure 8s because they're the power cords for almost everything these damn days. Lager's Bar and Grill. Sounds intriguing. Yeah. Let it slip earlier. I said the location, which it was all painfully. Nobody watches these anyway, so I don't have to worry. But it's been painfully obvious what I've been talking about the whole time. As soon as I started mentioning a second shop and seeing the route that I'm driving, it's been obvious. Hell, where I live is probably obvious too. So the second thing is to clean up that closet, and then the third thing is to get situated, the systems in place, and the fourth is just to, go about the days. I can see the future already. I know it's going to be boring. The owner has said, we're putting you to work right away, and your days are going to be filled with things, but soon enough, days are going to be boring. It's like, oh gosh, I see it now. It took me a little bit. It took me until like yesterday to kind of figure it out. Oh yeah, the future is going to be running the fizz batch, preparing lots, filling lots, conditioning. That's about it. Processing whatever comes in. That's going to be my little reprieve. Is I'm going to get to process some stuff, some video games, some product, restocking, shipping. That's it. It's going to be my days. Shipping and processing stuff that comes in. That's going to be what breaks up running the fizz batch, conditioning, fulfilling lots, and shipping cards and lots. That's it. Them's the day. I'm intrigued though. I was worried about moving over to this location. I miss my coworkers the most. There's especially one that I really miss. We've become really good friends. Well, seeing that, I'm going to go ahead and take a different route. We've become really good friends. And so I miss them a bit, but we talk quite a bit now. But I am grateful to the opportunity. I got a master's degree in sociology, and well, this is what I do with it. I have conflicting feelings. I legitimately love where I work. Like, I actually love what I do. Being part of a company that puts smiles on people's faces, even right now with the ridiculous nonsense that is the Pokemon market, it means a lot to me. Especially this being a job that is paying me not a ton of money, but a good amount, where I am able to actually save money, so long as my car doesn't break down. I had a scare like 2 days ago I stalled. Two days ago I stalled. And I immediately got an oil change and carbon, like an ignition, an intake cleaning. And so far so good. The car still sounds the same as the rough ride, but it's not rough anymore. It is operating very smooth. It still sounds the same. I need this thing to survive. If this can survive me another year at the rate I'm going, if this can survive me a year and a half, there we go, like 18, till the end of next year, let's just go with that. If this can survive me definitely to the end of next year, I can pay off my student debt. I'm actually going to stop at Walmart, so I don't care about showing you this. I can pay off my student debt. I've got like $7,500 saved right now, I think. Just paid off my big credit cards this past month because I had to get my struts replaced. So that was a big one. Because I was having popping on braking every now and then. So, you know, if this can survive me till the end of next year, I can pay off my student debt, and that's great. And this job affords me the opportunity to do that, and affords me the time to write. I'm currently working on edits on my book, and it's going to be a long one. Editing is also really rewriting half of it, not half of it, 90% of it, because I've got a different take on the story. Now that I understand the setting and I understand the characters better, there are way more things I want to do with it. So I'm adjusting completely, following in still the same direction, but a very different style on it. And getting back to some of my original views, where there was a lot more small town politics going on and small town nonsense. Because part of it I want to, you know, show small town. Part of it is inspired by the man who got killed in a very small town, and everybody knows who did it. Everybody saw who did it. It was in the middle of the daylight, and nobody told anybody anything. Cops could never solve the case because everybody in the town was in on it. Ish. Whether or not they were in on it, they saw it and they just said nothing. So part of it's inspired by that. The fact that everybody can know something in a small town and the police can't figure it out. So like I'm trying to get back to that. But yeah, I'm very grateful to the opportunity. But part of me, the part that I don't like, also does feel like, hey, I ended up here because I failed. Not failing put me here. No, that is not what I'm saying. Failing at my master or at my PhD put me on a track where I wasn't using my degree. My success coming out of that is getting this job, is getting to the specialist position in August, is getting to manage the second shop now. In a year's time, I moved to managing the second location. That is my success. I did fail to get here, but being here is not a failure. All right, that's all I got for today. Peace out.